Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So I was horribly wrong about Tesla and it's time to set the record straight. I was looking at the Q2 delivery numbers when they came out. I want to show it to you. And I was reading this one line in the report that changed everything for me. The line was June 2022 was the highest vehicle production month in Tesla history. And I have this model and I realized I was too pessimistic about Tesla. And it's basically time to buy the stock. So as soon as I'm done recording this video, I'm buying $30,000 worth of Tesla stock. So I want to explain to you my logic, and it's very important for you to hear this as a Tesla investor or someone who's thinking about buying Tesla. So as always, if you like this content, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to go further, you can support the channel on Patreon. It's the first link in the description box below where you can support the channel for $5 a month and get access to all my evaluations. And you can get direct access to me and to my eternal gratitude. So go ahead and check it out. I'm going to tell you guys how not to invest. So I was reading these delivery numbers and they came in line with expectations. So this was already ringing a bell to me that, okay, if the expectations are met, that is actually not going to move the stock price, because I had this theory that there's so much bad news coming for Tesla that even though I'm super bullish on the long term of Tesla, but the short term bad news is going to knock down the price and I'm going to be able to pick it up for, below $500 or around $500, and it's just going to be the business deal of the century. But I realized that I was getting very, very greedy because Tesla is already a super good deal as it is. And yes, it might go down lower, but I feel that there's a bigger chance that the stock is never going to be this low again. And then I just miss out on a super good deal that is basically as good as Palantir. So the line that really caught my attention was this, that they had the highest vehicle production month in Tesla history. And then I was thinking, okay, so that means that if we do a head math, they are about at 600,000, just a bit below 600,000 delivered cars. So they are already at the pace of 1.2 million if they continue to have COVID shutdowns in Shanghai, right? And my model was basically based on that they would produce only 1.2 million cars. And I realized that that's basically already in the box. And if they had a highest ever month, they don't disclose how much that number was, but let's guess it's between 120 to 140,000 cars. If that is the case, that is already a run rate of 1.5 million. And we know that Shanghai was locked down. It was only 4 months that was working, and Berlin and Giga Texas is basically still scaling. And we know that Tesla has experience with scaling their factories. So I think it's almost bearish to not think that they will reach 1.5 million cars. So this was one of the first things that made me realize, okay, I have to go back to my model and change it. Then the second thing that I realized is that there's no more bad news coming for Tesla. Okay. Hear me out. The last thing that might be bad news for Tesla is that they might have very bad earnings. So this was only the vehicle deliveries. And you have to remember that in Q2, they're going to have a Bitcoin impairment up to the tune of around 500 million. Then they had the Shanghai factory locked down. And we don't know if they had to pay the employees. We don't know if they had to order the materials. We don't know what was their cost. And already in a podcast, Elon Musk disclosed that the Berlin and Austin factories were gigantic money furnaces that are just, burning money right now. So maybe Tesla will even report a negative quarter. But here's the thing. I'm almost certain that analysts and all the Tesla investors know this and can think with this. And this news will be out of the box in about 2 weeks from now. And then I don't see any more bad news coming. So then we have 2 new factories ramping production. Then we have, the FSD coming out. There is a Tesla bot demonstration happening, later. There is basically only opportunities for good news now because everything has been so negative. And then I realized about the last thing. So as you watch my videos, you know that I have been very bearish in the short term on that if there is a recession coming, then Tesla might have to advertise and they might have to, discount their cars. And just on the short term, they might not be able to sell all the cars that they produce. So the funny thing is I have a similar company in a way, and we were having a board meeting and we were analyzing our situation. So I'm a real estate developer in South Sweden and we're building hundreds and hundreds of apartments. And the company is very expanding. Currently, we're beginning production on around 40 apartments, but the majority of the production of the apartments, hundreds of apartments, is going to start in 2024 and 2025. And we were analyzing the situation that probably the real estate market is going to suck for the next 1 to 2 years. But luckily, during this time, we are, applying for permits, and only a very small portion of the apartments that we can produce are being built in the bad times. So even if we have to discount them, it's not such a big problem, because we know we have hundreds and hundreds of apartments that will be built in 2024, 2025, when the market is good again. I realized that Tesla, in a similar fashion, has sold all their cars for the next 1 year. We know this, and they have such a good flow of incoming orders that they even raised their prices by 20 to 30%. So that means that in the short term they have no demand issues. And this is also the short term when I think that we run a fear of recession. I think that in 2023, 2024 the Fed might be easing again, lowering interest rates, and then they will be the heroes that saved us from the recession that they have created. It's funny how that system works. But basically, I realized that my pessimism was not called for in Tesla. So I want to show you my table, and I want to show you that this was my target price before I redid the calculation, 582. I wanted Tesla to go below this, so for me to feel safe as an investor, and that was very greedy. So I changed the numbers here because I was thinking about 30% growth, and that would come to 1.2 million cars in 2022. Here is where you can see the year, and only 1.5 million cars in 2023. And I still I like to be a bit pessimistic. So I'm going to change this number to 40%, but I'm aware of that this is super pessimistic. So I would be surprised if they don't produce. Almost stupid to have, you can probably very safely change this to 45, but let's just leave it at 40. And with this new calculation, if I think with that in 2025, they're going to have a PE of 60, which would give them a PEG of even less than 2, it would be a 1.5 because they're still growing 40%. And they have an operating margin of 20, which is very low counted. It's not thinking with FSD. It's not thinking with Tesla bots. It's not thinking with, production efficiencies. And it was thinking with Tesla needing to advertise and cut prices, right? I no longer think that this is an issue, but I'm keeping it just so that you can see how stupidly negative this is calculated. So with this, the new Tesla stock price target is $893, meaning that my target return that I want to have until 2025 and until 2030 is 30% per year. I know I keep saying in my videos that this is too high, never think with this. And this is my dream, right? Now, if it happens to be a compound annual return of 20%, I'm not gonna cry, okay? But I wanna aim for 30%. So the price would have to be 893, and I just wanna check one thing. Yeah, because also my target was still thinking that we are at the beginning of January 2022, and half the year has passed. So I also had to change that, to discount that half a year of 2022. This current stock price is less than 700. So I realized that if I'm not buying at this point, I'm being stupid, I'm being greedy, and it's completely against my philosophy to, not take a shot when you see that it's there. I just want to play to see. Yeah, you're getting, if my thesis is correct, again, you can find this in Patreon. You can download it and then you can play with it yourself. But if my thesis is correct, you can get an annual return of a compounded return of 40% at the current price. This is just my opinion, not investment advice. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm buying $30,000 worth of Tesla stock. I want to know what you guys think about this. And I want to be clear, the price might go down. And if it goes down, I will be happy and I will be looking to find ways how I can add more to the position. But I cannot pass up an opportunity that is as good as this stock. I remade my table. I'm very certain. These are still pessimistic calculations. So let me know, guys, what you think. Let me know what you're going to do, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.